Hey guys, I'm Amy and you've landed on Belle Loves Bargains. That's my cow Effingham, and sometimes he co-hosts with me. He's got a lot to say. This channel is Dollar Tree and only Dollar Tree. And why? Because everything at the Dollar Tree is $1.25, people. So stick around, consider subscribing, and don't forget to give me that big thumbs up. And if you want to know more about the 4 uploads I do every week, just check out the description box for more information. Enjoy! A farmer and a teacher, a hooker and a preacher, riding on a midnight bus bound for Mexico. One was headed for vacation, one for higher education, and 2 of them were searching for lost souls. That driver never ever saw the stop sign, and 18-wheelers can't stop on a dime. There are 3 wooden crosses on the right side of the highway. Why there's not 4 of them, heaven only knows. Yeah, I guess it's not what you take when you leave this world behind you. It's what you leave behind you when you go. That farmer left to harvest at home in 80 acres, the faith and love for growing things in his young son's heart. And that teacher left her wisdom in the minds of lots of children, and did her best to give them all a better start. And that preacher whispered, "Can't you see the promised land?" as he laid his blood-stained Bible in that hooker's hand. There are 3 wooden crosses on the right side of the highway. Why there's not 4 of them, heaven only knows. I guess it's not what you take when you leave this world behind you. It's what you leave behind you when you go. That's the story that our preacher told last Sunday, as he held that blood-stained Bible up for all of us to see. He said, "Bless the farmer and the teacher and that preacher who gave this Bible to my mama, who read it to me. There are 3 wooden crosses on the right side of the highway. Why there's not 4 of them, heaven only knows. I guess it's not what you take when you leave this world behind you. It's what you leave behind you when you go." Hey guys, welcome to Belle's Bargains. My name is Amy. Okay, so I sang that Randy Travis song because of a craft I'm going to show you. Don't you love that song though? There are 3, you'll be singing that one all day. And it's such a good meaning, the whole story. Anyway, it's a great song. I didn't sing it all correctly. You know, singing a cappella is very hard for those of you who like to make comments about my singing. It's super hard. You only hear the tune in your head. You're not hearing it being played where you can follow along. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. But anyway, I love to sing. And so there you go. That's what you get when you watch this channel. So, okay, it is themed Thursday today. Effingham, how are we today? Good. We just got back from our honeymoon. Did you miss us, Effingham? You did. Wait, what? The cats were bad while we were gone? What did they do? Those naughty cats. Well, Effingham, yeah. Nope, we'll talk about it later. Yes, I will definitely reprimand them. Okay, so we just got back from our honeymoon. We had a really great time. So today, I'm actually not going to give you brand new crafts. This is Throwback Thursday. I'm going to show you my favorite crafts from last Easter that I did. And the video got like hardly any views. So I figured Yes, Effingham, yes. Right, yeah, I think you were around a year ago. You're right. We should do a whole Throwback Thursday all about you. We can have Effingham clips, like one of those really cute little, emotional clips of, Effingham with all the pretty music in the background. We should do that, a Throwback Thursday of Effingham. Anyway, all right, so for those of you that are new to my channel, consider sticking around because we have such a good time here in my kitchen. We sit in my kitchen, we chit chat, we catch up on things. We have a little drinky poo. I mean, this is just Diet Coke. Often it's coffee. And I open every video with a song because why not? Because it's different, so you want to never forget this channel. And I am actually working in my garage today. And first of all, because I had to go pull down my Easter bin so I could pull this out for you, so I could show you these things. And also I was like, I should just put my Easter decorations out. So there's that. And just doing a little more organizing. You guys don't care. What do I tell you so much? I don't know. All right. So today, Throwback Thursday, pulled out. You are actually getting 5 crafts today. Because the last craft I'm going to show you is the whole reason I sang the song 3 Wooden Crosses, and it's my absolute favorite Easter craft I've ever made. All right, so let's dive in. The rest of it, though, the theme would be carrots, except for the last craft, because these all have carrots. So, and they're just so cute and so easy. You know, guys, no, I love easy things that you can make look easy. Okay, the first one is this. That's so cute. It says Eggceptional carrots. All right. They sell these little half egg crates with, some of them have gold eggs, or you can get the speckled eggs. So this is the speckled eggs. And this is the concept, where you'll plant herbs in an eggshell in your kitchen window. And so that was the concept, only it's carrots that I've planted, and these are Eggceptional carrots. Cute little kitchen window decoration. Do you guys like this? It's so cute. Just my little carrots growing out of eggs. Yeah. So that's the first one. So easy. Used a hot glue gun to get into those plastic eggs. By the way, on any of the plastic eggs, and then just cut off the tops of them, put in some Spanish moss, threw a carrot in there, made my little sign, and voila, we are done with our little 6-pack of growing carrots. So that's your first carrot one. Then where did I go next? I'm not sure how they line up on the video, but it doesn't matter. And this one is, I actually made 2 garlands in this video, but I don't have the other garland. I believe I gave it away. So I only have one of the garlands left, but that's okay. You see me create the other garland, so you'll get it. But the garland that I do have is this one, and it's so cute. All right, so I'm going to talk about this. This is those burlap sack treat bags, which I love to make garlands with. I do it all the time. And you'll see in the video, the one side had it was the bunny ear one. So technically the top of the bags were bunny ears. There was a bunny face, and then this is the back side of the bag that I made the second garland with. You'll see in the video. So easy. I love these. I talk about fraying in there, so let me just give you a close-up look of the fraying. Fraying changes what the piece of burlap looks like. I love it. Absolutely love it. These were the garlands that they sold that had the carrots already on them. Nice. But if you didn't have that, you could just use the carrots and put them on a garland. Also would work. And then just use the wood ornaments, but I didn't do anything to the wood ornaments. I just left them. But then every bunny got a different black and white bow on it. Like I just went with the black and white on this, my new thing apparently, although I did this last year. And just gave them all a different black and white bow on their ears. Anyway, this is so cute, is it not? Yes. And the other one that you see in the video was the other side of the bag. So I made 2 garlands out of it. One was a bunny ears one, and then this one was the wooden bunny one. So I love that garland. Now that garland I didn't put an anchor on. You know how we'll put anchors on a garland? So this one I just left it with the tie on the end. I'll probably put this one on my piano. Okay, then I took one of their Happy Easter signs, and it's the one that it was out last year. It's out again this year, which was the bunny with the 2 carrots hanging down. And so I just took it apart. This is so easy. Just took one of those wood wreaths, took it apart, glued the bunny head on, glued the carrots on, glued a bunch of carrots around it, gave it a new bow on the bunny, the polka dot, and then made the hanger out of that same ribbon. That's how simple this is. And this looks so much better than it did the hanging sign that it was. So this is going on my front door. Just think it's I think it's so cute. I love this one. It's so simple. But you guys, I talk about things all the time about making sure that you keep your elements cohesive. So the reason that these look so good is because this is the bunny and the carrots are sort of muted colors, right? They're not bright Easter throw up orange. It's the more muted orange. The only thing sparkly in here is over the verbiage, which you can hardly see it. So sticking with those natural colors, right? So the browns using a burlap ribbon, that's what pulls this all together and makes it look really good. And that's why it works. But so simple, so simple. And I love that one. Also love that one. But this was my favorite of the carrot ones that I did. This was my favorite. And again, this is pretty dang simple. So it's one of the big egg signs. Now they sell those egg signs every year. I rarely like what is on the egg sign. I just want to change them up. Right, so this. Oh, don't you love this? I love this. Okay, let me explain what this is. So it was a sign. Oh, you'll see in the video. I covered the back with the paper, so it was all finished. And this is brown tissue paper, you'll see in there, that I Mod Podge on here. I absolutely love how that came out. And then it's those wooden ornament bunnies again. So I outlined them with furniture marker. See how it sort of bleeds in? I like that look. And then placed them on there, cut off excess. So it was like this pattern on there. Did a little bunching of 5 carrots on there. Gave it a pretty burlap bow, which is a crisscross bow, and a hanger, and voila. See how everything was a carrot theme, except for the last one that I'm going to show you here. Anyway, this one is my favorite of these crafts. I absolutely love this. So that's why I just like doing throwback today. I was like, really want to show them those ones that I really loved this whole video last year, the carrot one. Okay, but I'm throwing in one more because I'm done with Easter. I'm doing no more Easter crafts. So today was the throwback, and so I'm ending it with my very favorite Easter craft, and really the reason for Easter. I know we have fun doing eggs and carrots and all that stuff, but the real reason for Easter is because Jesus rose from the dead, and he came off the cross. Okay, so this is my favorite one. Do you guys like this? I love this. So let's talk about this a little bit. These are the crosses. You'll see in the video how I do it. I want to point a few things out. I talk about it actually in my voiceover, but you couldn't see it when I was doing it there, is that the florals are all balanced. I put everything on the same thing on each side until here. And you'll notice that I've got greenery and berries, and the berries coming out here because I'm doing that. It's the angled line, which brings your eye to it. And this is off a card that says he's risen. I'm always talking to you guys saying, look at the cards. The cards have beautiful graphics. They have things that you can use on them. And so that was absolutely perfect. Was it not? He's risen. So also my my crown of thorns, which I tell you, I cut a wire from a stem, make it a circle, wrap it in jute twine. See that? And then do the vine wreath. I take parts of the vine wreath to make that. And then this is just a ribbon where I use cotton twine to give it the shag on the bottom of it. I don't know. Anyway, I love this piece. This is literally one of my favorite pieces I've ever made. This looks like something you would buy at a Hallmark or something. Anyway, it's really beautiful. I love how it came out. I hope you guys like it as well. I talk about it in the video too, is that this one is slightly lighter stain than these two were. And you'll notice it's a different cross too, right? So really trying to bring that front cross there. Okay, that's it. I wish I had a better background that you could see this, but you'll see the picture in the video. All right, that's it, you guys. That was Throwback Thursday. I hope you guys liked that. And tell me which one is your favorite. I think the crosses are gonna win. Yep, you were right, Effingham. We will see. Effingham saying, don't forget to tell them we'll be back here on Saturday for Shopping Saturday. Holla for your dollar haul. Holla for your dollar haul. And you guys also, just one more time, let's remember what Easter really is about, because that is what it is about. All right. I had so much fun doing Easter this year. So I'm going to move on from here. And I think next week, I'm going to get into maybe some spring, maybe some home decor. I'm not sure. I'm going to go out there and just see what jumps out at me as a craft to do. Maybe just some fun stuff that I've been wanting to do. All right. So that's it. Enjoy watching the rest of this video, how I made them. And again, don't forget to tell me which one is your favorite. Please give me a thumbs up. It really helps. And also make a comment because chatter always, always, always helps. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider. Okay, thanks, Effingham. Effingham's telling you to subscribe. All right, guys. As always, have a great day, great week, a great life. And from your singing crafty crafter. Oh, yeah, and by the way, yes, we had a great time in Vegas before you all ask. No, we didn't come back millionaires, but we had a blast. And now we're spending some time at home before we go back to work next week. So it's nice because I'm getting some stuff done around here and just relaxing with my husband. So that's very nice. All right. From your singing crafty crafter, happy hunting at your local Dollar Tree. Enjoy the rest of the video. Bye, guys. So I have a package of the speckled eggs and a package of carrots and some decorative moss and a moss sheet. Not sure if I'm going to use this or not. Anyway, my idea is to cut these open and have a carrot growing out of them, like when you do a garden, starter garden, and you use eggshells, because then you just plant the eggshell into the ground because it's well, anyway. That's where I got the idea from. So, not sure how these eggs are going to crack open. But I guess I'll see. I'm just sort of hoping I can kind of pierce them. Maybe not. I wonder if I can melt through them. Oh, that's good. So if I can melt through, then I can probably get in there now and sort of cut, I'm hoping. Which I'm okay with a jagged cut because that's, oh, look at that. So there we go. Okay, so let's go. Now cutting those eggs all down, just taking like the top of them off. Again, the glue gun worked really good for starting the holes and then just cutting them all jagged and stuffing some of that decorative moss in there. This is so easy, but so cute. And then a carrot. And I didn't glue anything together, by the way. I just did placement. You can always switch it up later if I wanted to. If I don't have to glue, I prefer not to. All right, so I thought this was really cute, but then decided it needed a sign. So this is a sign that's on a clothespin, which you're gonna see. I'm gonna take that off and put it on a dowel. But I wrote Eggceptional carrots. This is just a really, really sweet little like kitchen window Easter decoration. And anyway, it's fun. I really like it. Hope you guys like this one too. Have to tell me what you think of my Eggceptional carrots. Aww. Okay, so this is it's this egg sign. I don't like it. I don't even want to upscale it, but I like the shape because it's a large egg. So I'm using that. I'm using some of the wood bunny ornaments, the carrots, this tissue paper, and I'm gonna use the brown one in here. So I'm gonna need some Mod Podge and some different burlap ribbons, and I'm not exactly sure, but I want to use up these little bits that came off of the galvanized bunnies on the signs, which I've taken these off almost all of them, and so I want to use it here. So first I'm going to Mod Podge the egg with the brown tissue
paper. And we could skip that. If you wanted to do this project, you don't have to Mod Podge it. You could just leave it the pressboard. I'm going to though. All right, let's go.
Let's start with Mod Podging. So I get that brown tissue paper out. And the reason I use the brown is I was really looking for the very natural colors on this one. So I sort of crumpled up my tissue paper and just started ripping squares. As you can see, Mod Podge, then put the squares on all over. And what you don't really notice here is I spray it with water right there. That really helps like get it to all lay flat. But I was really sort of going for a wrinkled look on it. That's what I wanted. And then just Mod Podging all the way around the edges there because I do want to finish this one off with paper on the back. All right, so that's the oak furniture marker. I went all around those little bunnies. You could fill in these bunny holes, by the way, if you wanted to with some spackle stuff, but I just made little burlap ribbons. Again, it went with the very natural look that I was going for on this one. And then just took those bows, and after I made them, I burned off all the frizzies on them just to give them a little bit cleaner look. And then glued those on all of my bunnies. And again, this was, every element of this was very natural. So the natural woods, I'm using the brown tissue paper on the egg. Now I've got jute twine for the bunny's ears. Now I'm tracing out the brown paper to put a backing on this, so it looks more finished, so we don't see that one over there. And then I just did the spray purple glue, put the backing on there. Now I'm going to glue the bunnies on the front. So I was just sort of playing with where they were going to go and started gluing them down. But I don't want them, you know, naturally there would be some hanging off of it. So this is super easy. This stuff is like really soft wood and it cuts so easy with a pair of scissors. And then I would just finish the edge with the furniture marker that I cut off, the part where I cut it off. Now I'm going to take 5 carrots. I'm just tying them onto a jute twine string so I can line them up how I want them, dangling the way I want them, and then knot it. And then once I've knotted it, I'm going to grab my other burlap ribbons, pieces and stuff, and I made sort of a crisscross bow out of them. You could put whatever you want up there. I just really like that look. And then just gave it a little hanger on the back, and voila, this one's finished. I absolutely love this one. I hope you guys like it too. So I have 2 of the garlands, and these are 6 feet long, so I'm going to just do one at first. I don't know that I'm going to do the other one right now, but these garlands have the carrots on them like this. And then I have a bag, 2 bags of the treat sacks. So on the treat sacks, I'm actually taking them and cutting them apart and keeping the back. And then this is the front side of them. I'm cutting that off. I have this now for another garland, so I'll be keeping those. And I'm just going to cut off the faces, and I'm probably going to use both of these for that. So I don't need to do all that on film. Basically what I'm doing is just cutting down the sides and cutting off cutting that face off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
And then after I cut them off, I fray them. So I'm just taking and pulling some of the strings out just to give it a frayed look all the way around. I like that look. And if I need to, I can trim them up to even it out a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this with all of from the 2 packages and get them all ready. And then we'll come back and assemble our garland. So basically what I'm doing is putting a bunny in between each carrot. Super simple, but super cute.
Now that I have them all cut apart, I'm going to start assembling this garland, which is super easy. But when I started to do it, I noticed that the ears weren't really separating enough, so I cut an extra V out of them just so they would be a little pointier, a little thinner, which worked perfect. And then just put a piece of jute twine behind the garland and then knotted the bunny on the ears. So easy, and it's so cute. Well, then I had the back part of the bag, so I cut off all of the seams, right? So there's no more of where they were sewed together. I cut all that excess off. I'm using the second garland that I have here, and I'm going to do a fold over attachment, just like that, onto the garland in between the carrots. Super cute. And then these wood bunnies again, and I'm just going to tie them on and put a bow over their ear. So after I was doing this, I was trying to decide what kind of bow. I don't end up going with the burlap, even though that was very natural looking. I ended up popping some black and white color into it. Super cute. So I'm fraying, and you know, I tell you guys all the time when you're using this burlap to fray it, it's just really, it gives it a nice, fun, finished edge. But you can't do the V part because you would actually just take the V away. So I can only fray on the sides, but it's fine. It looks amazing. Then I start to assemble. So I'm folding over and I measure to make sure that my bunny's still going to fit on there before I glue it down, because that's kind of important, right? And then glue her down and flip it back over. Glue my bunny to the front. I did nothing to the bunny. It's completely in its natural state like it came in the package. Glue that down. Go ahead and finish doing that on all the rest of the garland. And I trying to decide what to do with the bow here. This is where I was using that burlap ribbon. It was almost too big and it just got lost, I think. So I ended up going with the black and whites. So I had the polka dot, I had the checked, and I sort of made like a little crisscross bow on the first one, and then ended up doing different bows like on all of them. So they all had a different little black and white bow. I think this one's like a little shoelace bow, and then I tie that around the middle of it, keeping the check and the polka dot on each one of them, just in different ways. Anyway, it's absolutely adorable. I hope you guys like this garland as well. These were just so cute, so fun, and so easy. Do you like the bunny ears or the wood ornament one better?
Okay, this is just a really pretty Christmas wreath. So I have just this wood wreath, and this is one of the Dollar Tree signs, and some packages of their carrots, and that's pretty much it. I might add a burlap bow in when I'm all done. I won't know until I start putting it all together, but if I do, I'll probably just use a regular burlap. Well, I don't know. I might use a polka dot. Well, maybe 2 polka dots. I don't know. Or maybe this burlap. I might just do a really cool burlap bow on it when I'm all done. But I don't know until I get there. But these are the basics. Sign, wreath, carrots. Let's go.
I'm taking the sign apart, removing all of those burlap ribbons that were holding it all together. And I'm just going to start putting it together. I was trying to figure out like which side I wanted the bunny head on, so on and so forth. Anyway, once I figured it out, I started to glue it down, but like you can see, I don't know why I didn't flip it over the first time. Anyway, that's the way to glue it on there, because then you can see where the wreath is sitting with the bunny. Then go to put my signs on. I didn't do anything to these. I just took them apart. So this was so incredibly easy, but it just comes out adorable. Glue those carrots down, and then move on to the other carrots, which are the packaged carrots. Just start gluing them all over the wreath. I mean, it was so simple. I must have walked away for a second here. I don't remember. This was so simple. So finished gluing those on there, and then took the ribbon and made a big bow on. And as far as gluing those carrots on, it's just, you can see I'm just sort of piling them on there. There wasn't really necessarily a right or a wrong way to do it. You just pile those carrots on. This is so easy, so easy. I love these easy ones. And it looks so cute. So you have a wreath, the bunny, and some carrots. Like super, super, super easy. So after I get those all on, I think then I decide to put a bow on Mr. Bunny, but take off his, and I filled in his holes with stuff. And then I was just taking like some gold and some white to try and make him be less noticeable. It worked okay, I think. And then next I decide to take off that bow there. And I'm going to give him a bigger bow. So I love this polka dot white. And I just try it with some jute twine. Put it right back on the bunny where the other one was. And then use that same color to put a hanger on this. And this is a no-sew way to put the hanger on. I just put jute twine through and tied it. And there it is. It looks so cute. I love this. It was actually on my front porch.
All right, so this is going to be a project, Easter decor. I have 3 of the wooden crosses. Notice the one has the cutout. The card with this on there, which I will be using. A grapevine wreath, and I'm just going to be taking pieces out of this because I couldn't find a grapevine heart. And 3 of their wood wall decor hangings, they call them, and I'm going to use those for platforms. And some Jenga block things, some lilies, roses, a floral pick, and some of the sparkly Easter stuff. And this deep brown paint that I purchased just a couple weeks ago at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to be watering this down and using it as a stain on my wood pieces. And before I get started, I already did it with this cross. I'm actually going to pull the crosses off of their stands, and because these are a little bit wider than the rounds, and so I'm going to be putting my crosses on like this, and there will be florals on the bottom, so it'll all work out. So I'm going to separate. Of course, I'm going to keep these for a future project. All right, so let's go.
So this is probably one of my all-time favorite crafts, and obviously it's because it represents what Easter is really all about. All right, so as I did this, you'll notice when I glued the 3 rounds together that the one in the center is higher, because of course I wanted the cross that represented Jesus to be the prominent cross. So now I've taken the acrylic brown and watered it down. This makes great stain, you guys. And you'll notice that the 2 background crosses, I stained them slightly darker. Again, just the slightest little thing to make them, to make the one representing Jesus to stand out more. So here we go. I'm gluing these rounds together now. I did use some of that, I don't know, the adhesive from Dollar Tree and a glue gun. So I'm going to put the 2 crosses to the sides, are going further back, again, to make the cross of Jesus more prominent. So they're going on the lower level, further back, slightly angled in. I want you to notice that, again, because it draws your eyes to the center cross. And then gluing on the center cross. Now, I knew that I wanted to make some representation of Jesus on there, so I was making a crown. And I decided that wreath, I pulled parts of that, but I needed a stiff base for it, so I cut just a stem off and wound it, put it in a circle, and then wound it with jute twine so that it would have the natural color. So this was a little tedious, but I went around and around and around and covered it with jute twine. And then that became the base for my crown of thorns. And again, I just stole twigs out of those, I don't know what they call those wreaths, those natural twig wreaths. and just stole twigs out of that. And because I made this little round base with the piece of wire and the jute twine, it made it way easier for putting this in that round form. And I just sort of wound the stuff around my base and just kept winding it, making almost like a miniature wreath basically, and then got it to where I liked it, and then there was my crown of thorns. And then went back to decorating the base of this. Of course I'm using lilies. I used some purple because of course purple is a color of royalty, and so, or majesty, or whatever you want to say it is. So using lilies, of course Easter lilies. Is Easter lilies? I'm not sure. No. So just started filling it in and doing an arrangement on the base there. So I took all the stems off, right? So I'm just gluing the blooms directly onto my base and being sort of methodical about how I did it. So I was balancing. In this instance, I'm absolutely balancing my greens until I get to the very center of the sign, and then I don't. I don't balance them around He is Risen, and you'll see why, because it visually looks amazing. So after I get those flowers on, I did start to add just greenery, leaves, the base coming out of it, and I was just trying to give it a nice garden of florals at the base of those crosses, using some of the fern, also very like Palm Friday, and then just doing what visually looked really well. So once I got to where I'm going to put the little sign that says He is Risen, then my florals really went at an angle, so they were higher behind the sign and lower on the other side behind the sign. Right, so I took this purple ribbon. I'm going to add some more lilies to the back here, yeah. But I took this purple ribbon to give him his robe, his majestic robe, sort of, in a cloth. I guess it would be a representation of the cloth that he's wrapped in. So I wanted to give it some fraying on the bottom of that cloth, like very Jewish cloths have. You know, they'll have like tassels almost on the bottom. So I just took cotton twine in the purple and the white, and you can see I put a bead of glue and then just laid down pieces. And now I'm going to double this ribbon. So I glued one to another one and then cut it off, and there's my little tassels. And then I just went to the other side, took the pieces that I'd cut off and glued them there and did the exact same thing. Small little detail, but it looks so good. And then just closed up my, I don't know what I would call this, my robe, my royal, I don't know. Anyway, and then glued it into place so that it wouldn't move. I think this looks so good. And then the final touch is to take that card, which had this little banner thing on it that said He is Risen, and it was gold. It's perfect. Put that there, and there. I love this piece. You guys have to let me know what you think. This is my favorite.